Hey guys, Fozzie here, and welcome to another edition of Fozzie at Home. Well, in case you're wondering about the hat, I just got back from San Francisco, and while being down there, I really saw some interesting stuff that I never had seen before. So that reminded me, hey, what are some interesting movies that, should have had a bigger fan base who would probably been forgotten? So I decided to talk about my top 10 favorite underrated movies. Let's proceed. 10. Forget Paris. There was a time when Billy Crystal was actually doing good at making romantic comedies, and this was really good. In this one, Billy plays a man who falls in love with a woman named Debbie, played by Deborah Winger, right? And the two guys meet in Paris, quickly fall in love, and then, when they travel and only see each other now and then, they always manage to go around the world. It's totally awesome. Number 9, Regarding Henry. I'll keep this brief because I already did a whole review about this, but a movie that shows about even how a total asshole can become a really nice guy through an accident is really a touching story. And until seeing this, I really don't know if I consider myself a Harrison Ford fan, but after this I wonder why he hasn't garnered an Academy Award. The movie's touching, funny, and really totally worth checking out. Reservoir Dogs. Many people may know Quentin Tarantino for Pulp Fiction, but this is a movie I think that he should have been well known for. Like Pulp Fiction, it's told out of order, and this one is about these 4 monsters who torture a guy, knowing that, and the twist is one of them's a cop, and even though you find out who through the middle, that still really doesn't spoil the story, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Wonderful movie, totally worth checking out. Angels in the Outfield. This is a wonderful movie about how miracles, it seems can happen in more ways than one. When a boy named Roger hears that, his dad will come back and be in his life, when the angels win the pennant, he prays for a miracle, and then good things started happening. I've already talked about this in one of the greatest movies of, Christopher Lloyd ever made, but, this was a good movie as it was my introduction to both Christopher Lloyd and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Also has the wonderful Brenda Fricker in it. Good movie and totally worth checking out, and I hope you've all seen it. A Simple Plan. Billy Bob Thornton and Bill Paxton are two of these actors who I really don't think of when I'm not watching something, but when I see something with them, I'm amazed I don't see a whole lot more with them. They're really these great actors, and these 2 movies show it. Now, in this movie, a man named Hank, played by Bill Paxton, and his brother Jacob, along with their friend Lou, played by Brent Briscoe, find a big bag of money in an airplane that seems abandoned. They hit the lucky day, but little did they know a lot of things do not go as planned. It's totally worth checking out. And number 6, Presumed Innocent. I mean, I love movies that have twists, and this one has one of the greatest twists in my opinion of everything. But it would be spoiling to say it. the basis of the premises is like Harrison Ford, and yes, this is the second time he ends up on this list, plays a lawyer in this one. And like he gets accused of killing his lover, and like we really don't know if he did it or not, but like when you find out the twist, it's awesome, with good supporting cast of Brian Dennehy, Walt Julia, Bonnie Bedelia, and Paul Winfield. This is totally worth seeing and totally worth checking out. In this movie, The Fan, Robert De Niro plays this guy named Gil Renard, who is going through a trouble of like a divorce and like neglecting his son in his job, but then he has an obsession with his favorite team, the San Francisco Giants. How about that? And he's really obsessed with this native player played by Wesley Snipes named Bobby Rayburn. But when his batting game doesn't go the way it wants to, he says it's on his teammates that this happens, right? So he thinks he's gonna be a hero, and then ends up killing his teammate, right? When this happens, he thinks that Bobby will thank him for all this, oh no! Instead, Bobby says like he feels real sentimental for him, the right thing that he should say, and as a result, well, I'm not going to say too much, but you'll like this, and it's totally worth checking out. The Crew. Now, The Crew was actually, believe it or not, my dad took me to see this back in 2000 when it was released, anyway, these want to see 4 retired mobsters go in a town to save their seniors home in a good movie. You gotta then see The Crew. It's a really wonderful movie. This guy named Bobby, played by Richard Dreyfuss, and his best friends Bats and Mouth, played by Burt Reynolds and Dan Hedder, go out to save their orphanage on one last heist. Yeah, thanks. And said they'd bring their buddy Brick, played by Seymour Cassel, along, and a whole lot of adventures happen. I totally recommend this. Believe it or not, I saw this actually back in 2000 and only rented it once back in a couple years ago, and I only seen the tape one time, but I'm surprised. This movie is awesome and totally worth checking out. Number 2, well, it's actually a tie between Moll Flanders and The Lorax. I normally don't do ties, but I got it this time, because both these movies are so awesome, I can't put one above the other. And both of them, I think, do really good, really similar with, morals. In Moll Flanders, the whole movie is about, how when coming from the wrong side of the tracks, you can still improve your life from the better. And this is a wonderful scene, and it goes on throughout the whole movie, and even though the story's told in reverse, it still really works out for the best. The Lorax is of course, in case you don't know, about so that even how when you can make the biggest mistake of of your life, it's not too late to correct it, and even you can make all the difference. Both stories are told like by another person. All is told by Hibby, played by Morgan Freeman, and the narrator telling the Lorax is the Once-ler, played by Ed Helms. Both of them succeed at doing this, and like you really learn the backstory of both the Once-ler and Maul in perfect ways. Yes, I said the Once-ler because he's not mentioned very much in the book. I totally recommend seeing both, but if you have to see one-fourth, totally see the Lorax. And my number one, Mouse Hunt. Now, this is an awesome movie. These two brothers named Orny and Lars work to inherit this mansion, right? And when they find out like the most mischievous mouse lives there, and when he refuses to leave, and like when this happens, they go through all these extreme ways of getting him out of the house, and it doesn't work. But then they hire Christopher Walken in there. Whole movie's funny. This may also be on my guilty pleasures list, but despite that, it's still a really good, funny movie, and I hope you see it. So, thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Arrivederci!